Well, despite those current health problems, despite partying, the expensive restaurants and the opera and the ballet, and generally being a dirty stop-out, Freddie looks incredibly good. I mentioned yesterday, I think, the fact that he looks a million times better in his photographs than Jagger does, and believe me, the photographs are telling the truth. You look fit and young, I said, rather jealously, so how come?
I don't get up every morning and rush to the mirror and say how many lines I've got. I mean, that's the best way to do it as far as I'm concerned. I don't worry, because, I mean, if you're going to get old or you look, that's the way it is, no matter facelifts or whatever, no matter how many creams you use, or it's just not me, you know, it's just not me, and I'm just... And I know the kind of life I live sometimes, some of these late nights and everything, yeah. I can get by with like 2 or 3 hours sleep a night, and I'm fine.
Are you vain?
And then am I vain? Well, to a certain extent, yes. Yeah. I have those ingredients. Yes.
How do you show yourself?
I like to feel that I look good at all times when I go out. I think it's inner happiness, you know, it has to come from within.
It seems to be a very successful way of coming from it as well. And apart from that inner well-being, Freddie has taken his fair share of physical knocks. We reported on the broken leg. I think it happened in Brazil. And in fact, the broken leg has happened on more than one occasion.
I've actually broken it 3 times. But it's not broken. I think broken is the wrong thing. I've just torn my ligaments, which I think is worse sometimes. So it's nothing to do with the bones. It's just my ligaments on the right knee. And it stopped me. I mean, I used to do a lot of exercise and weightlifting and all that, and it's sort of I can't really, because I can't really put pressure on my right knee anymore. So therefore I'm sort of limited in the kind of exercise and the weightlifting I do. And one performance on a German tour, I actually collapsed. I just did a wrong move, and right on the front stage, I just, you know, spotlights and everything, I just collapsed, and they thought it was part of the show, but of course I couldn't get up again. But as, you know, the show must go on, I sort of, I wasn't agony, but I just said, I will do 2 more songs, but seated at the piano, because at least I can. So they carried me on again, and it was the only time I've actually done this. So at the end of the show, I couldn't take my bow. I was just sat there because I couldn't move, but I was at the piano. I did Bohemian Rhapsody and We're the Champions. And, you know, the rest of the group had to leave, and then straight to the hospital. I paid my dues.
We are the champions. It's 11:25. We now know he's been under a lot of strain, so let's talk about the future with Freddie Merkьюри on a Wednesday morning.
The best sound in Britain, Radio 1.
So is Freddie thinking of putting his feet up for a while?
Far be it from me to say that I don't want to do nothing. And people are saying, okay, now I've done my solo project, and they think I'm actually going to just stay that way. But no way. I mean, I do love working with Queen, and I think the next project is going to be the next Queen album. But the only thing I did sort of point out to them is that I need a well-deserved rest. I mean, in terms of schedule and all that, I mean, we should be doing a Queen album now, you see. But I mean, because I did my solo project, I sort of went off on a tangent, and now everything is sort of coming a bit late. And I just said, look, for me to do it properly, I need a little bit of rest. I mean, I think the next Queen album is scheduled in December.
Freddie Merkьюri. I was trying to think of a way to sum him up. One thing he said to me that we weren't able to use in this piece of tape, there's so much material we actually had that we couldn't use. We were talking about the appearance that Queen are going to make at Live Aid, and he said he was delighted about it. And I said, how can you be delighted? It's a mega concert for everybody. Mega's a word I shouldn't use. No one is going to be able to do a voice check, a sound check, or a lighting check. It'll be just Queen exposed, naked, as it were. And he said, I'm delighted about that, because it will actually prove to people that Queen are a musical band, not just an effects band. My impression of the bloke, having spent a few hours with him, is that he's incredibly nice, very shy, and slightly worried about what other people think of him.